Hi everyone, this is Niki Rowland and today I have a layout for Hip Kit Club. Happy Christmas, by the way. Today is Christmas Day, so happy Christmas. I'm using the November kits and I'm playing along with this week's challenge, which is a colour challenge. We have to use pink, blue and red. Perfect Christmassy colours. Okay, so I have, starting off with a white background, I have cut out 3 stars just using metal dies and my die cutting roller machine thing. We're out of the pattern paper that is white with red dotted stripes, so I've cut 3 stars in different sizes and I plan to kind of layer those around my photo. I've got my little photo there, as you can see, and I have a Santa sticker picked out. I just love him, he's so cute. I love the sleeping one too, the sleeping Santa, but there was no reason for him to be sleeping in my photo, so he got axed. But I love this Santa because it looks like he's handing over a present, which is just brilliant. So I thought I would have the present on top of my photo look like he's walking towards the children with the present in his hand. So that's my idea. So that was my starting point, my photo, my Santa and my 3 stars. And because we are at home for Christmas this year, we never normally are, these little houses on that pattern paper with all the houses were just ideal. It helped that those houses were the perfect colours for this colour challenge as well. But I thought I would cut out some of those and have a row of houses behind the photo. So I'm just spending some time fussy cutting out a row. So I've picked the bottom section of the paper and I'm just going around all the roofs, and some of them I'm afraid are losing their chimneys. Some get to keep them, but they are really tiny, so some of them got chopped off. So there we go, and the houses are on like a diagonal slant, so I've ended up with a larger area of houses on the left and tapering off down to just one house on the bottom right. So it was almost like they're on a hill. The paper is called Snowdrift, which I thought was really lovely because they've all got snow on their roofs, which is awesome. Oh, I've just realised what I should have done was applied glitter, white glitter, to all of those houses. But oh well, something to do another day. Something to do with the rest of that pattern paper sheet. Okay, so I have this row of houses. I'm going to stick that horizontally across the middle of the layout. Not quite the middle, but you know what I mean. And I'm going to have my 3 stars around the left hand side as I had planned. Just found a couple of house stickers on one of the sticker sheets which I thought would go really well with the other houses. I've just stuck them for now to the right of the photo, but actually I'm going to change that and pop them somewhere else. Yeah, I'm happy with how that's looking. That's a good starting point. So what I need to do now is commit and stick everything in place before I can then add any more embellishments. So I'm just going to stick those houses in one place, and I'm going to add some stitching through my sewing machine. I've done 3 lines of white stitching to hold that in place, but also just to provide a bit of texture and detail. I love adding machine stitching. I love hand stitching as well, but goodness, doesn't it take a long time. But I do that, but haven't done today. So I've got these 3 stars. They are white paper with red diagonal dots on, but I was concerned that they didn't show up too well against the white pattern paper, the white paper or card background. So I've just inked the edges with some red ink that I had in my stash, and that makes them stand out way more. The other thing I could have done was cut them again out of red cardstock and layered them and given them a border, but I just thought that the red ink would do it, and it really did. So yeah, that's how I got around that. Now my Santa and my photo can sit on top of that big star there, oh, I've got Santa stuck to my photo. Basically I want to raise up Santa on foam pads. I also want to mount my photo to give it a border. So I've used a journaling card. It's blue. It has a strip at the top and a strip at the bottom, white in the middle. It just gave it a little border, even though the blue doesn't go all the way round. It's not an ideal card for mounting, but it was exactly the right colour, so I decided to go for it and work with it. So I've just mounted that and I'm going to get that stuck in place. I've just fast forwarded it a bit here. I did a little bit off camera because I went and sewed my stars. So I did 3 layers of I did 1 row of machine stitching diagonally through each star, and the other thing I did was I added my Santa in place and the word happy over on the right hand side. That is from one of the sticker sheets. It was a title that says ho 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 happy, which is what I've added on the left hand side. So I've added the 3 ho ho ho's on the left, and also added in those 2 house stickers that I wasn't quite sure what to do with earlier. I've added one in the middle of the houses. I just tucked it in behind, and the other one is to the left of Santa. So now I can just carry on and build up extra embellishments and go around my my layout with extra bits and pieces. So that's what I'm doing right now, just working out what I can do. Above the word happy, I'm going to add in 2 label stickers. One says, they're stuck to my hand right now. One says jolly good time, and the other one says our favourite season. I just loved that they were really bright red. They went perfectly with the colour challenge. Over on the left hand side, I'm adding some more bits. So I've added some puffy stars, I've added a vellum star, and there is a chipboard Christmas present there as well, plus the puffy circle sticker that says merry and bright in pink. That's to the left as well. So I've still got my ho 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 going vertically, if you like, down the left hand side, and then happy on the right. So I'm happy, very happy, ho 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 happy in fact, with how that is looking. So I am now seeing what else I can add. I'm going through the amazing kit, the ephemera, to see what I've got that will work. So I've just added a little heart sticker on the right. I just adored this little piece of ephemera that is a heart bauble or ornament that's hanging. So I've hung that, or I've stuck it underneath actually, the H on happy, and that's just so cute. I love how that looks. Just adding in some silver thread now. I love the silver with this colour scheme. Quite often I use gold, but on this occasion with the cool blue, the silver was the perfect choice. So brought in some of that silver thread there just to do some extra twiddles. So one is just poking out above Santa, and the other one I'm going to put down the bottom right hand corner of the photo with my heart ornament as well, and under my title. So that's where that is just going to poke out from there. Okay, so that is my layout nearly complete, but at the moment it's a bit too white for me. It's a bit boring. I'll just add a little label there that says cherish, and that's in pink. I have quite a busy style. I like to really pile everything onto my layout, but then sometimes I feel that things can get a bit overwhelmed. So I thought on this occasion I set myself a challenge of keeping it simple, not too much, but then I got to this point and I was like, it's okay, it's fine, but it needs something else to make it a bit better. So I've just added some sequins, and then so I'm going to come in with some mixed media bits and pieces in a minute from the the November colour kit. So I felt that this layout needed a border, and I thought I'd better put my border around it before I add any mixed media, because of course then it needs to dry. So okay, I picked out this paper that is kind of pink, light pink in the background with darker pink or reddish snowflakes on all over. Lovely, beautiful pattern paper. I love this one. It's one of my favourites. And I've just added that around the edge. So I'm actually going to trim down my cardstock quite a bit. I think I've trimmed it down to 11, maybe not, maybe it's only 11.5 or 11.25 inches, just distressing the edges, and then I'm going to set that onto the pattern paper. I'm going to gut the middle, of course, so that I can save some of it for use elsewhere. I'm now just roughing up the edges even more, so I've distressed them with scissors, and now I'm just going to fold them up a bit further, and I decide to anchor the layout down into the bottom left hand side of the border rather than central, just to mix it up a bit, because a lot of my layouts are central bordered, so it was just to mix it up a little bit, that's all. So yeah, I'm going to stick that down to the bottom left hand corner, and that now that my layout is complete, I need to add in some mixed media. I think I need to add in my journaling first as well, because otherwise if I try to write my journaling in after I've done anything mixed media based, then I'm going to smudge it, aren't I? And I do that a lot. You would think I would learn, and quite often I'm like, oh no, I've just added splatters everywhere and I haven't written anything. Oh no. So then I either have to get the heat tool out, which can warp the layout, or I have to wait for it to dry, or I have to risk it and possibly smudge it, which is quite often what I do. Okay, so journaling is in place. I'm now just going to add a few splatters using the Lindy's powder that was in the November colour kit. So I'm just grabbing a paintbrush and a little bit of water, just going to spritz some water onto a piece of packaging, dip my paintbrush into the powder, and then create this paint here. I'm literally just going to add a few splatters around this cluster on the left hand side in the red. It's great that it's red, goes beautifully with the colour scheme. It doesn't dry too red, it doesn't dry like blood, which is always what I worry about whenever I use red mixed media. Someone once said to me, I put some drips on a layout, and someone once said to me, it looks like dripping blood, and that scarred me for life. I've always now worried about using red paint for that reason. How funny. Anyway, I'm now, you know how much I love a border, so I'm now going around with my Nuvo drops, the pink Nuvo drops that were in the November kits, and I'm adding a border of Nuvo drops. So this is not something I have done for a very long time. I did this, have done it a few times, but quite often I use Nuvo drops as enamel dots, so I'll put them in clusters of 3 around my embellishments. But I thought today I would do a border, so there I am with my Nuvo drops going around and doing a border. Now the technique for using these is fairly straightforward. You just have to squeeze and then carefully remove the nozzle. You will get a bit of a peak, but they do flatten out with some time, so you can tap the back of the layout and that will help, and just leave them and they will settle down. So there we go, I have a border of Nuvo drops, and that is my layout complete now. Thank you very, very much for joining me today. Please play along with the colour challenge. It's over on the Hip Kit Club group on Facebook, and of course there is a prize. Okay, so don't forget that if you are a Hip Kit Club subscriber, you get the main kit at a reduced price, 15% discount on all add-on kits, and access to exclusive subscriber cut files. So lots of reasons to subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me today. Merry Christmas, and happy scrapping. That was Niki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.